We live? We live? Are we live? Any minute now? I mean, it says I'm live on my end, but oh, we got it down here. That's good. Why is it? Oh, it's in front. That makes sense. Anyway, yo, what is up, everybody? This is your host, SuperSight, and welcome back to another live stream. So, we are only on two platforms today. I've been in this rodeo a long time, streaming, multi-streaming since 2019, and making heyday content way back in 2017. And a lot has changed. A lot has changed in terms of the streaming platforms themselves. Many have gone. A few new ones have come along, but many have gone. It's crazy. That's the poster right there from the Finland trip 2019. That's wild. That was before I did the multi-streaming. I started the multi-streaming, I think almost 5 years ago, October 2019, on my 45th Rush War stream. Speaking of 45, I counted the little nozzle things that spout the water on the shower head, and there was 45 circles. It was 9, 18, 18. And then I was like, I could add them up, or since 9 is part of 18, how about I just go 5 times 9? So that was how I calculated that one. Remember bet? Oh, you bet I do. And I missed it. It was a good game. It was a good game. Welcome to the stream. Water, Lynn Stillwell, and Lighthouse, welcome to the stream. I am still absolutely convinced, and I said this to someone yesterday, if they released Battlelands, like re-released it, Battlelands, they could call it something else, or they could just call it Battlelands or Battlelands 2 or whatever, re-released it today, I reckon they would get so many people download it, and it would be profitable. Not necessarily forever, but I'm just convinced of that, because like the people that were 14 in 2019 are much older now, and the people that were 8? Yeah, that were 8 in 2018 are now 14. Oh wait, is that right? Yeah, it is. I think because like 12, because with time you have to then add an extra 2. It's not just a 10. Anyway, yeah. So and I reckon you'd have a whole new audience, and the same content would do well. And it was well, one of the things that brought me to this realization was the fact that I saw this clip by Rowan Atkinson's Mr. Bean years ago about him talking about free speech, and I saw it on the YouTube suggested. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Clicked on it, and it was really, really interesting. About a 6-minute clip or whatever of him talking about free speech, and it got millions of views. Anyway, like about a year ago, I saw a video about Mr. Bean, Rowan Atkinson's, talking about free speech, and I clicked on it. And it was the same video, like it was the same content as the thing I'd seen years ago, but someone else had re-uploaded it, and it was taking off again and getting probably millions. I think it probably had 1 million by then, and getting really big again. It's like, that's the same content, and it's just been which is crazy. I think YouTube's obviously, in my view, got a messed up algorithm if they just, because it means that they're just super prioritizing trending, and so whatever is trending, they'll just absolutely boost it, and it'll become a big thing. Because there's no way that if someone's already released the exact same content, that if someone re-releases that exact same content again, then it should, because I mean, YouTube would probably detect that you had a duplicate video. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but because like you could do a bit like a real short thing, like a minute clip, or you could do like the full speech, or But the fact that that took off again, I was like, wow, that shows the potential of reusable content in there, and also all the things you learn through life and that. Like there'll be a washing machine. There's a washing machine in New Zealand, and if you hold a certain few buttons, and it goes or whatever, it plays this tune in there. And I saw that years ago that it does that. And anyway, then I just saw it again recently, and it's like, okay, so there's so many people out there that would be interested in all sorts of things. That's sort of why it's sort of like with content, there's just so many people competing, and also it's just people sort of are always entertained because there's so many things that are interesting and entertaining, that it's sort of just whoever gets them, whoever gets the eyeballs, as they say in media. I'm not sure if they say, I've heard that term though. That's the key thing, because you just draw someone in, and okay, well, I'll watch that. I guess you could argue it's a little bit like the theory of like whoever talks to someone first about something, in that person's mind, becomes the authoritative source, the go-to source in that. So it's almost like, yeah, if people watch CNN, it's pretty predictable what their political beliefs will be, etc. I kind of linked into that. And it's whoever gets to them first is, and so there's all these people competing, because it's like, there's so many different things that we entertain people. It's just whoever has the opportunity to get to them is the person that gets to entertain them and therefore gets revenue for showing them that entertainment. So that was one thing. But yeah, just the fact that you can just keep reusing content, and there's just so much content. Like there'd be all sorts of like shows from like potentially like even non-copyright stuff from like the 40s and 50s and 60s and that. That some of it I'm assuming wouldn't be copyrighted. I'm not sure exactly how long it's like some like 80 years plus the author's life or 60 years and then there's the Mickey Mouse law as some call it for Disney stuff. But you could go through and find all sorts of funny clips and exchanges from years ago and then post them now and people be like, oh, that's awesome. It's weird. It's just like, it's people are so easily entertained in a sense that but then on the other hand, you've then got like the fact that people's attention spans are so low now that you have to have all these clippy clips, like these snappy clips, like on TikTok. It's hard to gauge the state of society as a whole and how, like for example, I have no problem watching long form content. I prefer it. I never got into the YouTube Shorts. And I think about October 2018, I briefly got TikTok. And I watched it because PewDiePie was doing React stuff and like, okay, we'll give this a check. And I was like, oh, this is cool. This is really cool. And that. But I don't know. I think after like a week or two, I'd stopped watching it. I then in 2019 posted one video to it. My one and only TikTok. But yeah, then I don't think I've used it since then, which has been 5 years. But I'm not a fan of that Snapchat. But it's hard to tell how much that actually, because I mean, even with the clock reading, there's about 1 in 6 people can't read. I think about 21% of Generation Z can't read a manual clock. Manual? It's not called manual. No, an analog clock. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So that's a thing. But it's hard to tell how much that ability to learn. I don't know. But then you think, wouldn't that then, if people can't have long form content, surely, well then that would flow into study. Like if you have lectures and that, then surely they wouldn't be able to mentally cope with that. Or, is it just a preference, or is it your attention span is actually broken and you can't listen to long form content? Or you could just tell them, hey, just think of it. I know it's like like a 2-hour long lecture. Just think of it as like 240 TikToks. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. I'll just read back the chat now. But I'm very, very concerned about Generation Z and Generation Alpha as well. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell how much of it is like actually a problem. I mean, because I'm hearing like teachers and that, like I did that reaction thing which I uploaded to Rumble about the guy Don Stever who reacted to Generation Alpha and that, and the teachers saying how there's more and more kids that are more and more naughty and stuff like that. It's hard to tell how much of that is like internet like spiced up, like the skibbity toilet. Like there'd be Generation Alphas in New Zealand that have never heard of that, like almost guaranteed. Like especially homeschool families. I'm very pro homeschooling. I think homeschooling is the way to go. I think there are some good schools out there, but I think largely the education system in New Zealand and the United States, the public education system is failing. So, I mean, as part of Agenda 2025, there was abolish the Ministry of Education. I doubt that will happen, but who knows? In New Zealand, there's this thing, we've got these things called charter schools, which are sort of starting to become like a thing because a new government came in late 2023. So we had charter schools years ago, and then they went out. And now it's sort of like schools that have a bit more freedom to do what they want rather than the state schools. But yeah, there's a network of Christian schools in New Zealand. Same within Australia as well, and private schools. In New Zealand, it's got different, like there's different systems. You've got integrated, co-ed. You've got the system where the government pays for the teachers' salaries, special education schools, but then special character education schools. But then if the school wants to build buildings, then the parents have to pay. They have to fundraise it from there. And then you've got decile system. And then you've got interest rate cuts. In New Zealand, we just had a interest rate cut by, I think, 25 points, which is 0.25%. And then I got an email saying, hey, we're cutting your interest by 0.25%. I'm like, I wonder what that was from. It's not a good thing if inflation is outpacing the savings. That's really not a good thing. Okay, Shardlight, welcome to the stream. Good to have you here. So we're going to be playing there's so much I could just keep talking about what I've already talked about, like, but where do we even start? Oh, YouTube and attention spans and stuff like that. And then, like, is TikTok going to get banned? I don't know. There was been talk about it. It almost happened back in 2020 and that. And I think it was going to go through, but then Joe Biden then got in, and then it didn't end up happening. But yeah, it's still around, and it almost could have been gone 4 years ago, but it's still around. No, I didn't remove the reactions. Prager repost clips all the time. Yeah, true. I actually I don't really like the thing. I don't know, like, in terms of, because I used to have like watched basically all the Prager videos, and so then it's like annoying because you'll just, like, I found it annoying because it's like, oh, another video, oh, and then it's just like this tiny bit of new content or no new content, and it's all just the same content. It's like, like, I can see why algorithmically it makes sense, but that's the fault of YouTube for making it that way. That, like, you benefit off, like, trending, just keep reposting the same stuff. It's like, oh, really? Can we not? But it's, yeah, and so it's like, oh, here's a modern event, and here's like the whole rest of the video related. I think it's fine they do it, but it's just it's annoying if you're trying to keep track of what you haven't watched, and you just keep getting the old stuff back. And so, yeah, because I'm not sure exactly, but up until like 2018, I'd watched basically all the PragerU videos, maybe 2017, and then after that, then they just explode. Because they're only releasing like 1 or 2 videos a week, and then it just went maybe 3 videos a week. There was Army Horowitz, and then the fireside chat, and then the 5-minute video, and then after that it just exploded. And then I still watch the 5-minute videos, although even that I lost track of. But then that was because I got banned on YouTube. That actually, like, genuinely messed it up, even personally, for my watch habits and that. Because I used to watch the video each week, and then once I lost my account, then I was just on an unsigned in account, and then I lost track of where I was up in Prager and that was real annoying. I also had a hiatus of like a year, like months of not watching the Prager Fireside Chat, because I have watched basically all of them, but then I like lost track of that as well. And that was also partly because since YouTube was censoring them, well, I didn't realize this until recently. I just thought they were trying to promote their PragerU.com website. So then they like would shrink the fireside chat, they'd clip it back to like 5 minutes, which was really annoying because then you had to always go to the thing. But then I realized recently they're doing that because YouTube was censoring them, and so then. Then I'd lose track of where, because I used to like watch it and then I have the red bar, but then since I didn't have that, then I'd lose track of where I was. And then once I lost my YouTube account, then I really lost track of where I was. And so I literally never returned, even once so there's some 5-minute videos they will have put out that I will have missed. It was just really derailing, that ban. But anyway, we're back. And actually, there's many other points I'm going to get to. I actually like the quiet streams. I think it's kind of cool. I wish more people watched my other videos, that they were still getting promoted more, because it was just like killed like by 90% reduction after the ban. Just really sad. But it's cool. I really don't mind the quiet streams. It's annoying when you have, like, well, not annoying, but as in, I prefer it when you have at least, like, 2 people chatting now, because if it's just, like, dead, like, just no chat, it's like, it'd be nice to have a couple of people here. And this is what we normally get, which is really cool. So it's good to have you here, Shardlight. Good to have you here, Lynn. Good to have you here, Lighthouse. Keeps the action going a bit, and it's also not way too many people that I can't keep track of. I mean, having heaps of people is really cool as well. Like that Mario Kart Tour stream, that was awesome. But also, the ones where I can actually read all the chat are cool too. It's so weird, because people that, like, super popular would just have so much chat that they just don't get to see the majority of it. I hear the term parasocial a lot now, in terms of, well, Caroline Cornstar used the term. I'm sure it was, like, floating around the internet a lot more than that. And then someone then said, like, I see that Chadler from Mr. Beast has been distant recently. Is it just me and that? And then someone in the comments said, like, wow, this is taking parasocial to a new level. So parasocial, like, as in sort of how you relate to people, where they're on the internet, but then it's not like a normal relationship in that we, like, know each other in person, and chatting in person is not the same dynamic in that. Yeah, okay. I'm 3 weeks into high school. Nice. In New Zealand, the school goes from, like, February to December. and then the summer break is in January. Yeah, and before Christmas you knock off. So it's weird. And so then there's like terms in the US like this freshman is sophomore, so not sophomore, nope. So something. That's sophomorous. Nope. I'm not sure, but I hear terms, and then there's Medicaid, Medicare. I did a list of them the other day. Some of the terms that I hear, there's Social Security, which in New Zealand has different pre-K, and there was something else K. I'm not sure. Anyway, there's different terms. I got TikTok in July of 2023. It's pretty recent. I actually got one of my classes changed. Now I'm in theatre now, like a movie theatre. One of my daughters did a lot of drama in college. I homeschool my ex-school. Very nice. Love school. It's probably the best thing in my life. Just like doing online at school during COVID. Who hates homeschool and online? I'm not a fan of online stuff. Even Zooms and that. I've never been a big fan of Zoom. Yeah. I mean, it can be kind of fun, but yeah, I way prefer in person. I definitely like sometimes the doctors are like, oh, we can call you on the phone and we can do this digital thing. I'm like, nah, I want to come in. I want to see you in person and that. Yeah. But yeah, the Zoom thing. I think Zoom things are probably easier, like in terms of like if you have something like throughout New Zealand, but you don't have enough people in one area, you sort of just do it online. Whether it's a vegan event or an autism event and that to try and like get the numbers because there's people around. But I'm not a fan of that. And also, yeah, there's this thing like AI is getting like real concerning. Like there's a video of Trump and Elon and Harris robbing a bank. And then there's also like there's a real time. Some ordinary gamers, Mudaha did a video about it, like a real time thing. So you can basically be like, I could look like Elon Musk right now, sort of like those Apple things actually. You know those Apple things, and they like make your face weird like a cat or whatever. Sort of like that, but like someone else's identity. And it's getting so good that then this guy was defrauded of millions of dollars in like a business deal where people showed up with this software running that made their face look like someone else that the guy trusted and was doing the deal with or whatever, and so the guy was tricked, and then so I was like, that's crazy. And then someone in the comments commented that it's ironic how technology has actually led us to be less dependent on technology, less trusting of that, which is true in that, because it's got so good that now it's like, oh, now we can't even, it doesn't really work that well. With the AI is so concerning with the deepfakes and that, especially in the political realm, because then it'll just potentially get to the point where both sides just keep accusing each other of AI, and when you won't have these third-party unbiased arbiters, because it's supposed to be the media now, and the media does not do their job. Bill O'Reilly, he does a good job, but that's rare. And even if there is a good source out there that is honestly covering it, if the majority is seen a bad corrupted source, then it just doesn't work. Like democracy doesn't work, and just things just break down really fast. And so it's very, very concerning, the AI stuff. I'm very, very concerned about it. I think as of right now, it's still discernible, and but like there was a picture that the Harris team put out of like a plane, and then that was accused of being AI, which then some analysis thing said it almost certainly wasn't. It was only a 4% chance of being AI. But even that, it's like, can't you just like confirm 100% is not AI? Like, I don't want this numbers like, this thing is 16% chance of being AI, or this is 52% chance of being AI. It's like, that's not helpful. It's like, okay, so we don't know for sure. I think with the Harris thing, that photo of the plane, I think that probably was for sure. But I don't like this answer. I just like want to know and not have this. I mean, technically people could manipulate images before that. Like images they could do, but like videos and that is harder. But now it's getting easier and easier, and it's really a problem. I guess, I mean, the internet was technically never safe in that. I mean, there was a furry website that was recently hacked in that. Technically, like everything you put online, like anything online, anything in the cloud is not actually that safe. It's just not. I mean, then you got the dark web and the onion router and that kind of stuff. I know like a little tiny bit, but not like Mutaha. He like knows it really well. Like people that know coding and understand cybersecurity, they know it so well in that. So, but I don't know coding, and I don't know a heap of stuff. But like compared to like the average person in that, I would say I know more than the average person in that. But that's like such a low bar because like the average person is getting scammed. And I almost got scammed in 2018. I even did a video of it. Like I talked about it in a video that then was with heyday footage in the background. And yeah, I don't want to get scammed. No, and more recently in 2020, I fell for that stupid Bill Gates scam. Bill Gates wasn't doing the scam. They're using his name and Elon's name and all that kind of stuff. And so it's like, yeah, it's easy to fall for them. It's pain. And so yeah. But like for like just understanding HTTP versus HTTPS, that kind of stuff. Like I'm like aware and like checking and making sure the URL like lines up, that kind of stuff. So I like know basic level stuff, but not like I could easily like just be done. Like people could trick me, but I think I'm less trickable, less susceptible than some, but I'm definitely not bulletproof. And yeah, the online stuff's getting out of hand with the AI stuff. We'll make it to this 2024 election with that sorted. Without it like going. But after that, I don't know. And then there was that dodgy ass election in what country? Not Brazil, not Argentina. Was it Peru? I think it was Peru. Yeah. Anyway, that is not to do with AI, but well, yeah, I don't think it is. Okay. I mean, AI has some potential, some good. I mean, it depends how you define it. Like, there's large language model, language things or whatever, which is kind of like auto predict on steroids. And so there's things that we already use it in, which is helpful for. But I am concerned about it. And then there was a deal that California just made with Google, and then people were then which then the media companies get paid money by Google, but then the writers are concerned that AI will take their jobs or whatnot, and even all sides is using AI. Lots and lots of things are using AI. Yeah, when I see things that like have AI as part of their like promotion and that, I'm more distrusting, like less likely to use them as a result of that. Like Wondershare Filmora is like, we got all these new AI features, and you know Samsung's like, our new phone has all this AI stuff, and Google's like AI, and I was just like, no, thank you. It's definitely not a selling point for me. It's quite the opposite. It's not that I'll never use some of that stuff. Like some of it you just sort of have to or whatnot, but. I'm definitely not like, wow, I'm more likely to buy that because it's full of AI. All my teachers are good. That's awesome. That's good. But yeah, the internet has like so many benefits. Like there's so many. But I'd honestly say that the internet is like a net negative. Definitely at this point, I reckon. There's definitely cool stuff about the internet, and sort of like the good thing in a sense is you'll be able to find other people like you, and the bad thing is you'll be able to find other people like you. So in one sense, it's like if you're in like, you know, small communities and that, and it's like you've got niche interests in that, whether it be on like products or whether it be on genealogy or weather or all sorts of stuff, and there's not really many people in your community that are interested in those same things, then it's like, wow, you can find out all these other people and that. But then you've also got this downside where you've just got mega group think, mega echo chamber, and it's like, well, that's not being great at all. Just mass validation and that. I mean, it's sort of like what a lot of internet and social media kind of is. It's just like basically validating yourself and trying to get like really well like all about image, all about perception there. But this is what all these big companies are doing all the time with the marketing and that. I watched this really good video today about the manipulative strategies that different fashion companies are implementing to try and get you to buy, and you're selling these like bags or whatever for like $4,000 or something insane. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird to me. But it's not good. It's not good that those strategies are working. Sophomore, sophomore. That's the one. Really? You've got a whole name for a single grade. That's so weird. That's so weird. We've got primary school and high school. Sometimes middle school. But even middle school, it's depending on the school, depends on the years of which years it encompasses. But primary school is year 1 to 6, and then high school is years 7 to 13 or 11 to 13. Drama, oh yes. It's funny the term drama, like people always talk about drama on the internet, but it's like, yeah. I don't know what like these video formats. I don't know why I enjoy them, but it's sort of like they say like why the downfall of this person or whatnot, or you know talking about like the Kanye situation with the drugs and stuff like that. I don't know why, but there's just this format that just like it interests me in that when it's sort of like just presenting information that you just read like way quicker in that, and then these AIs that are generating this thing, like Pyrocynical was talking about this Mr. Beast Chandler reacts to the Mr. Beast situation, just the whole this AI generated stuff. I think there's more and more AI generated stuff coming up on YouTube. I think there's like entire channels to it, like and YouTube also shows like videos to me that have like almost no views. They got like 23 views in that, like most of them have like million or more, but then there's one or two that have like hardly any views, and then we'll just click on them. It like might be some like African student like writing out stuff. It's like, okay, it's like really random, but it's sort of like I'm just interested because YouTube's suggesting these occasional, normally like one per video out of the top 15 suggestions that has almost no views, and I'm just like, okay, what's this about? And then some of them I think are AI generated stuff. Yeah, but I mean, technically, like all video and that, it all just at its core, it's just language, it's just writing. So like PragerU videos and that. I mean, it's ultimately like Prager already wrote that stuff out years ago, but videos are sort of just like a more enjoyable visual way to get it. But ultimately, everything comes from language, and then you can either speak that you could speak it, or you can turn it into put video content around it. But ultimately, it all comes back to its written language. We did more board games, reading books aloud, going places, getting outside. Sounds like good things. Can Ronaldo get more subscribers than Mr. Beast? I did see that he created his channel and got 1 million subscribers in, was it 2 hours? I think I read, but 55 minutes for the first 100,000, which seems very bizarre because you think like in the first, normally it's like goes and then just slows down and that. But yeah, that's a lot of he gets his instant YouTube gold button. A million. It's so inflated now. Like even having 1 million subs, like honestly doesn't really mean that much anymore. Because there's just so many people with it. I think there was like, I'm not sure if it was I think it was 5,000 channels approaching. Like there's, I'm not sure what mark it was. It was 10 million or 5 million subs. I think it was 10 million subs. There was 5,000 channels approaching 10 million subs. But it's so inflated because like if everyone's asking you to subscribe to them and you subscribe to everyone, you're not gonna watch everyone. You're just gonna have like masses of inactive subscriptions. Yeah. I don't even watch YouTube most of the time logged in, which is kind of sad because then I don't put comments, which I otherwise would have. But yeah, I normally watch it on my phone, which has never been signed in since I got it in 2021. I specifically decided I don't want to put any Google products on the phone, which I've succeeded in not doing that. However, this thing, I'm still using Chrome and Gmail, which is not great. But yeah, that's the unsigned in thing. But yeah, he did very well getting so many so fast. Soccer player, Lynn, who met with Jordan Peterson actually a few years back. Uh, but yeah, it's so inflated now. However, Logo Blocks made it to 1 million, so congratulations to Logo Blocks. Very nice. Streamer, 24/7 streamer of mainly Fortnite stuff. It's still an impressive feat to get to 1 million, don't get me wrong. But it's just in terms of it actually like really meaning something like it did 10 years ago. In 2014, hitting 1 million, like, wow. But now, there's just so many channels that do it that, like, you have channels with 10 million subs that you've never even heard of. You have probably even 50 million. There'll be a channel or more that's 50 million subs and you haven't heard of them, which is wild and sort of shows how inaccurate as a metric it is to determining sort of how well known someone. I mean, it's obviously correlation. The more subs you have, the more likely you are to be known. But as in, it's just used to be like a mega thing to achieve, and now it's sort of just so many people with 1 million subs. It's almost. I mean, YouTube will have had to send out so many 100,000 ones, so many, like thousands upon thousands. I don't know how many channels. That'd be really interesting to have hit 100,000. I mean, it could be 100,000 channels have hit 100,000. It easily could be 100,000. I wish I'd hit the 100,000 back in like 2019 or something. That would have just been really cool. And then, okay, I'm banned, but I did it. I got to the 100,000, but at this point, I don't think I'll be making it. And even if I did, it would be so annoying because it would. I'm not sure if it. I don't think it has the year on it, but it would be kind of annoying if it was like 2024. It's like that so wasn't me being a YouTuber that got me that. Like me being a YouTuber was 2017, 2018, 2019. That was like the most me being a YouTuber. And then 2020, it was still, but it wasn't the same. I wasn't doing heaps of gaming content like I had done. 2017 was like the real me, like that's how I did it in that. But then in 2018 I really like learned, this is how we do it, and I was having a lot of fun and getting a lot of cool videos in there. And then 2019 we were really pushing it with Rush Wars and 4 videos a week sometimes. Yeah, so it would have been cool to get it back then, but sadly we didn't get it, and I don't think we're going to. But you never know. I mean, I could have a video. Yeah, and technically that's not contingent on the monetization. So you could be demonetized. That'd be so weird. Like, voluntarily demonetized, and you've got like 1 million subs or whatever, or even 100,000 subs. Because I could have one of my old videos just go viral for whatever reason. I did a whole heap of videos that had my channel not been banned. I think at least one of them would have gone viral. I mean, it depends on how you define viral, but for example, I had an Excel video that was titled like XF something or whatever, this random number, and then on a German game show like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, they asked the question like, XF thing represents what? A foreign galaxy, an Excel cell, or this, and it was an Excel cell, and then like 4,000 people then searched it up, and my video went boom, and I was like, that's so cool. But there was other ones like, like getting the 11 millionth like on this random video, and that I'm like almost certain that one of those videos would have gone viral if my channel wasn't like mass deranked at this point in that, because they're just sort of cool. Like I did a whole heap of different stuff, and I feel like at least one of them would have, for some reason, eventually just taken off. But sadly, that didn't have. I mean, it still could, and then it would be funny if I got the 100,000 and be like, well, there you go, just 5 years too late. But yeah, it's so weird having to like a largely dead channel in that, like having 30,000 subs in that, but then having extremely low interaction rate. It's so weird. And it's just sort of so sad how things have sort of changed in many regards in the world. Both in the, I think, in my view, yeah, heydays changed for the worse. Yeah, I would say probably, like Supercell games, I think have changed for the worst in the last 5 years and that. And then so is YouTube. So is the restream proposition of how much you pay for how many things you get. And then I think politically socially things have got worse. So there's been a lot of negative. But yeah, who knows? One day I could get the 100,000 in that, but I hope Ricky gets it. Ricky Burnett. Makes sense. Middle school was 2,000 kids, adults now. AI destroys trust. Yeah, in my opinion, though it certainly has great use. AI has greatly improved and sped up Bible translation, which is one of my passions. It's good. Yeah, there is good uses for it. But yeah, there's gonna be people that use it for bad. It's very hard to see how the world's, in the short run gonna work out. I so wish that society had more people like Elon Musk. I really do. He's so optimistic. Like, It's just that aspirationalness is just gone in society. It's just dead. I mean, it does exist, but I think it's definitely the minority in that. Like, it's either just fake positivity in that to try and get TikTok views or whatever, or be the business that we're growing. Yeah, of course we're gonna do so well next week. Files for bankruptcy and that. It's just that like I don't want that, but I also don't like the sort of like everything's bad, everything's gonna it's like Elon Musk sort of like cuts through that and he acknowledges that there's huge major problems, which there are, but he's also like, look, we're gonna get people to Mars, we're gonna do this, and I love that. We need more people like that with that mindset, that innovative mindset. I have so much confidence that things in the short term are gonna work out better if we had more people like Elon Musk with that mindset, with that aspirational mindset. That's just gone. Like, that's just so rare in society, in my view. And I think it's exactly what we need. We need way more of that. And I feel so much more optimistic and so much more okay. We're actually, we're working at we're working towards something like cool in terms of space exploration and stuff like that. I think it'd be really cool. And I think it'd feel more like the 1950s if it was like that. Like, oh, we're actually a society, and we're gonna try and get a guy on Mars or what. It doesn't have to be that, but like, okay, we got all this traffic congestion. Let's do tunnels underground, and let's release not a flamethrower. This kind of stuff, I love that, and it's sort of, it's a shame how rare that is. How rare people like Elon are. It's just not really there. I mean, you got in New Zealand got like a do it yourself type mentality, like sort of caricature, which some people in New Zealand society are that. But then it's like, if that was truly the belief, then why would we have in New Zealand like a government which puts so many regulations, so much red tape? If we really were a society of do it yourself and fix it yourself, then we wouldn't have all this stuff, all these regulations and red tape. It would be like, okay, let's get on with it. Let's build this. Let's do this, and not have to get council approval and inspections at every step of the way. So it's a real shame. It's a real shame what we could be. And I do really admire Elon Musk. He's really rare. He's really unique. Like, so unique. He's just, I think he's a phenomenal guy. I don't agree with everything he's done, everything he said, which is pretty obvious. I don't think you agree with everything, like anyone has said or done, other than Jesus. But I think Elon's pretty cool, pretty close to a guy that says a lot of good stuff and does a lot of good stuff. Okay, medicine, that's good. I love SuperSight's talking streams. I love them more than the games. That's funny. In high school, freshman. There we go. Junior, and see, that's crazy. I don't think junior's like the lowest, but there you go. Nursery reception, year 1 to 11, college, uni, job. And for me, I'm freshman, aka 9th grade. You're heading off, Sharp, are you? "100 messages. College does not equal university." Uni is, you bet it is. But the government will loan you that money, and maybe not even make you pay it back. Pay it back, but yeah. The universe is like, if the government loans everyone the money that they need to come to university, why don't we just keep putting up the fees, and then the people will keep paying more money? Wow! I think that's a huge part of it. And then the university's just making bank and hiring more administrators than lecturers. College is expensive here. Yeah, leave everyone with $100,000, $20,000 debt. No, I enjoy listening to Tim Pool. Tim Pool he's a cool guy. And New Zealand, like New Zealand, like young New Zealand conservatives, forget it. Like, it's so rare. It was like Tim Pool was like an actual young guy who is really interesting and covers a whole heap of cool stories. I wish there was a Tim Pool equivalent in New Zealand. But there's not, as far as I'm aware. Like, it'd be just cool having, like, reacting to New Zealand news, having them just sit around a table. It'd be so cool. Because, I mean, obviously there's international news, US news, that affects New Zealand, and is relevant here, but then there's lots of New Zealand stories which don't get much good coverage from the New Zealand media, in my opinion. Sad face. SuperSight will do a 24-hour live stream if Ronaldo gets more subs than Mr. Beast. I doubt he will. I really doubt he will. Because that's like 200 million. That's absolutely massive. Although some of them on Instagram, they're getting huge amounts. Like Ariana Grande was massive. So was Ronaldo on Instagram. I think they're both over 100,000. Yeah, on Twitter there's multiple over 100,000 people. 100 million people. Yeah, I do. I don't react to all the chat. I do some of it, but not all of it. And most people that stream, well, I don't know about most people, but like lots of the streamers that have a lot of people there, they just like by default, like you it's like if they read any of your things, it's like wow. Versus with me, I'm able to read them because there's a lot less, which is cool that I can then go through them. Elon, yes, hard to focus. Start talking about college loans. For real, okay. We'll leave that topic alone. Okay, now actually I've got a few things to say. Other topics in that. Which I could just keep going and going and going in that. It's a shame that in real life it's just, yeah. If I like talk like this in real life, which and asking them questions and then like rather than reading chat, I'm like asking them and they're saying stuff and that. A lot of people don't find me interesting, which is a shame. I think, because then it's hard to then create. I don't know, because some people are just, yeah, really interesting, and then other people aren't, and then people have different preferences on who they find interesting. But the more people that find you interesting, the better, because then you're able to connect with people because they find you interesting. But if people don't find you interesting, then what do you talk about? I try to find topics that I try to ask people questions, but then if I ask them too many questions, it's annoying because most people in real life don't ask me questions really. But then if I ask them lots of questions, they sort of feel like, sometimes they feel, I think, offended, or that, oh, what, you're asking me so many questions, I feel overwhelmed, or, oh, why do you ask about that? It's, I don't want to answer that, sort of thing. I don't know. It's tricky, because it's like, well, look, you can either ask me questions, or I can ask you questions. You're not asking me questions, so I'll ask you some questions. But, yeah. Okay, so Squad Busters, even though I did that stream, I'm quitting. I was, and then having played it in that stream, I'm like, actually, this is kind of fun a little bit. So then I started playing it again. But only, like, the max, like, only the tickets that I get given. So, like, 3 battles, and that, unless occasionally they'll give you a bonus one, but, like, 3 battles, unless you have that challenge to get, like, 5 of them, then I'll buy a couple more tickets. But I just play the tickets they give me, so I'm not just playing, because I'm not just playing heaps and heaps and heaps. It's sort of, like, 3 battles, so it's, like 30 minutes or whatnot, and then that's it. And then I haven't even done it for a few days, but just because they've had an update in that game as well. And then Rootland, we'll get to Rootland, believe it or not. I have actually started playing it, but only minimally. Only like the tickets they give me to progress in that, and maybe I'll stay in the top 1,000 New Zealand. But if I don't, that's fine. I don't think the game's doing that great. The interest is just so flatlined. It's sort of like, kind of like Clash Mini and Clash Royale, and Clash Quest, except they released this one globally. But I'd argue this is arguably, I'd say, the worst one of both of them. Definitely worse than like Clash Mini when Clash Mini came out. Okay. Robin Williams. So Robin Williams died 2014, I think. Not a big fan of most actors and actresses, partly by their real life. Let's go Rootland. Rootland! They've got an update. However, I think the game's still pretty dead, and there's a lot of people that haven't returned. Because some of them are maxed. I wish I'd got maxed, because they made it way harder. Well, I'd say they made it way harder to progress. Not impossible, but much harder. You used to be able to get a heap of stuff, like coins easily, and now it's not. So I'm sort of like, I don't really want to play this that much. I'm going to play it this stream. The other stream I think we did, was it the last stream? And I'm like, I don't even want to play this. I think it was the last stream. Anyway, this time we actually are going to play it, but I'm not sure of how long. It might only be like 10 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours. But yeah, There's still, as of right now, you could still, if you spent like $150 on gems, then you could get a heap of gems that would hugely speed up your progress. But I'm still not convinced that the game's going to last. They need to just add, and they might reset it anyway. They might re-release it under a new company. Fan of Ronald Reagan. He was an actor, yeah. Him and Trump, I think, were the two actors with the two with the Hollywood stars. Yeah. Okay. What else? What else? When you started the live stream, it reminded me that I stopped playing Squad Busters as well. And my last stream was maybe more talk. Clash Clans and Brawl Stars. I so want a good location based game to come out. I would so love that. I would love that a lot. I went down to get a Subway today, and I was thinking, oh, I would so love a good location based game to come out. I really would, but it must be so hard because even Shipyard Games, which was such like an experienced team, even they end up going bankrupt or stopping and that. And a supermarket in Christchurch called Raywood Fresh. They've got 2 branches, and the Harewood one is not making enough profit, which is interesting. You think, unless they were actively losing money, you think they just keep the business alive, because then you're employing all those people and you're keeping, you know, if it's profitable and that includes the wages, then you think they just keep it alive and say, look, we don't really make a gain, but we're not losing money. But anyway, they're going to shut down, so that's... And New Zealand's dropped amount of CAFs as well. Played Pokemon Go, interesting, earlier today. I would, yeah, I still would love, and about probably next month or the month after, then the new GoPro will come out. I had really bad experiences with the last GoPro, and I'm not intending to buy this new one, but it just interests me what the specs are and how much they're improving it. Yeah, because if you were to do content on that, then you could, yeah, use a GoPro in that. But the GoPro I got was, yeah, the battery life was way shorter than I expected. Yeah, I haven't used the GoPro because I got a GoPro in 2022, but I haven't used it in months. I don't know. I haven't been able to locate it in my house for the last few months. I'm not sure where it went. I have a lot of boxes and stuff, so it will probably be in one of those boxes, but I'm not sure which box. So yeah, that's it. I didn't end up because yeah, I didn't end up using it for YouTube content or Rumble content. But if a new location based game came out, that'd be so awesome, like a really good one. But they haven't been able to do it yet. We couldn't play with you, could we? Well, my intent was that I'd make videos of it, sort of like I did with the Ghost City, which I recall you enjoyed the Ghost City. So I'd do a video of like, wow, this is this new game that's come out. And Ghost City, Clash and Go, that was another good one as well. That was like a genuinely good one. Like, there's so much potential and capacity for location-based games, but for whatever reason, it's just really hard for them to financially do well. You're going to go now? I might join a little bit. Okay, see ya. Thank you for being part of the stream. SuperSight, how did you video the one? Good question. I can't actually remember. Maybe with my camcorder that I got in 2019? Could have been? I think it probably would have been. Yeah, I think it probably would have been with my camcorder. Or another iPad? Surely it wasn't. Man, that would feel really hard to carry. No, I'm pretty sure it was with the camcorder. So I would do it in the style of the Go City videos. And I thought that with the GoPro would be even better. And I even bought a head mount for it. So then I could put it on my head and then have the screen here, and that would be even better. And I was intending to do... And the thing with the GoPro is you can even live stream from it. However, there is... it's then... You then have to have data and, like, a high data rate, which then is expensive. And also then it, like, burns through the battery so fast. I remember doing the calculations, like, maybe 2, 3... I'm not sure, a few years ago. To figure out, like, okay, there's going to be a lot of... Wait, well, I think it was before Ghost City came out. So it might have been in 2019 I did the calculation. I'm not sure when, but it was one last thing. When I filmed... Oh, really? You actually played that game? No way. That's crazy. When I filmed Wizards and Kingdoms Go before it got killed, I used the built-in screen recorder. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I see. Oh, I just remembered. Like, no, okay. So what? I did this in-game screen recorder, and then I think I would get the camcorder out, and then just do some footage, and just have a little bit of footage of me playing the game because it's hard to do both, and then I'd sort of just do around the area. And that game, Minecraft Earth, was killed. I wish I'd done a couple more videos on it, and there was also a location-based game called Catan that came out. Based on the board game, and I wish I'd covered that, but it was when I was banned, so I don't even recall if I knew about it coming out, but I missed it, which was a shame. And I don't know how to even hear about a location-based game that came out, a new one, and it's annoying if you hear about it like months after it's come out, because I actually did, oh yeah, I showed you that other stream, playing, my throat's getting sore, playing that Monopoly game, which I thought was pretty mindless, just tapping, going round and round and round and round and round. I've deleted it now, because my device didn't have much space and I didn't intend to keep playing it. But yeah, I'm surprised that you played that one, that you found out about it. Bought a new GoPro. He loves his GoPro for filming. Nice. I mean, yeah. I think the Nolan is the top end of the things, and then the brand 360 is from China. GoPro, I think that's made in China too. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, some of them I think have overheating issues, and then yeah. But I thought, because you can live stream from a GoPro, but then you need like a good data thing, and I'm not sure, because New Zealand they have like unlimited plans, but that's at the speed of 1.5 megabits per second, I think, which is then really slow. Unless you then pay for a plan that then uses heaps, and it would use heaps. So it would be really expensive, but it would be cool to live stream while playing the game. And I thought that I could actually do that. And then I thought, well, maybe I could do it at Riccarton Mall, because then you could just be on the Wi-Fi there, but who knows how good the Wi-Fi... I assume they have Wi-Fi there, free Wi-Fi. I don't know. But you could do it at the mall, especially at a quiet time where there weren't too many people around. But yeah, I had considered that. But I think it'd probably be easier to just like screen record like I used to do, or do a bit of footage with the GoPro just recording rather than streaming, because it's very complicated if you're then streaming, and then like if you need like a battery if you were to stream for a long amount of time, because I think it'd run out after like an hour or something. But then you could do it and talk with the viewers and that. But yeah, I don't. Well, first of all, there is no location-based game that's out, and that. And second, I'd at minimum do like normal videos first and that, and probably upload them to Rumble and that. But who knows if a game like that will even come out? But that'd be pretty cool. That would get me back into making content. Didn't play Monopoly Go particularly. Playing a game in the mall. Yeah, well, that's like, you'd have to play it at a place that has free Wi-Fi with an actual range. I mean, you could just do it from a building, but I wouldn't want to do it from a house. Self-docs. But you could do it, yeah, but you could do it like outside of McDonald's or something, but probably a mall would be better, because there's like more space. But I don't know how the Wi-Fi works, if it's got like repeaters, or like if it's just in one spot. But you could still get a bit of range and a bit of movement in there. But if you had to go to like Pokestops or whatever, then it wouldn't work. Yeah, but it would be cool. It'd be really cool if a cool location-based game came out. I would love that a lot. I would like play it and really do well at it, I would hope. I did with the other ones. Like there's so many good games that are just gone. And I've played quite a few of them. I did that video in, I think, 2019 or 2020. I think 2020, like with the icons of all of the location-based games, saying like, I'm looking forward to one coming out, but it's crazy. It's been years, and there's just been none really, other than that company by Nightan or whatever they're called. Not Nick at Night, Night something. Anyway, self-docs. Okay. Other topics before we move on to Rutland. I reckon South African is the of all the accents, I reckon South African I can most pick out, which is surprising because my nana can't pick it out at all. But in my view, it's the most distinctive in that. And yeah, if I ring up a business in New Zealand and get a South African, I think that I'm happy. I think that my odds are more likely to get the problem resolved than if I get a New Zealander. In my view, I've found that South Africans on average seem to be more competent. So yeah, and there's multiple South Africans in health, female South Africans in health in New Zealand. Okay, yeah, the notes. I'd written a list of notes. What is it? GoPro talked about 24/7 streams is just a real brief thing. I used to have it going on the Rumble and that, and I like to get it going again, but it was such a pain how it would just cut out on my end. And also when I did it most recently, it didn't get much traction. There's like very lacking. I'm lacking in motivation and to do it. Yeah, if it was doing really well, then I easily could. Yeah, and it's a shame that like the streaming, like, because it used to be really cheap in 2019 to stream to 10 different platforms. Now it costs, if I can do it and pay the Rumble and X subscription thing, plus then the restream, so 3 things. I think it costs over 100 New Zealand dollars, which is a lot of money, really, or about 100 New Zealand dollars. The restream thing's like 80 something, about 80. And then X is, and then Rumble's about 10 US dollars, which is about 20 New Zealand or 18 New Zealand, and then you got X, so it's like $100 per month to be able to stream to like 10 different channels, including X and Rumble, which is and that's over 1,000 a year. It's just become so expensive in that, which I think is a real shame. So I never ended up getting the year thing for restream because I was so inconsistent with my streaming. But it's a shame because it just got so expensive. But then I'm only on 2. I'm on D Live and I'm on YouTube. That's it, which is a shame. But that said, like, I didn't really get much traction on the other ones, and then the other ones just delete your recordings anyway. So it's not really like Trovo and that. There was a guy that was doing it like at the longest no sleep stream, and it was like 100 and something. 160 hours or whatever he was aiming for was massive, and then he got banned off YouTube right before he'd finished it. So then he started an account on Kick and got banned off Kick, and then he created an account on Rumble, and that survived. Elon, he is, and then there was a good joke, by Ron DeSantis actually, saying like, I really appreciate my African American support, which was funny because Elon is technically African American. And he supported Ron DeSantis. Okay, location-based game. Everdale. I emailed the company Everdale to ask if it's still in development, and I think they said yes. Basically, they said like, we'll let you know. Like, we're still working on it. So it's like, okay, but then, which is crazy because it's been about 2 years, which then makes me concerned and skeptical that it will actually be any good, or if they'll just kill it. Because it's like, it was already in such a great state, and the fact they've effectively been giving it updates for 2 years, and it's still not released, and I think that they're just going to be like, fundamentally changing it potentially, and then it will end up really bad. Because that's crazy, because it came out originally way back in 2020, so it's been in development for almost 4 years, about 4 years now, which is wild. So it's interesting though, they confirmed as of like a week or maybe 2 weeks ago that they were still working on it on Everdale, which is like, wow. But I'm very concerned. Someone commented somewhere that like, won't they have just wrecked our really loved game? Because there was a Reddit that started about Everdale, like a new Reddit for Everdale, people hoping for it to come back. But I don't know. I think it sounds like it will, but I don't know what state it will be in. If it's just going to be like this ultra pay to win stuff, I don't know. It's just, yeah. I was thinking about how, like, if you, like, sort of how things sort of happen all throughout society kind of at the same time. And, like, I can see how it happens. Like, for example, you'd have with the location-based game, you've got Ingress Prime, and you've got Pokemon Go, and then another couple of games from that company, Niantic or whatever. And, like, for example, you think each game is completely independent, and the devs have a connection with the player base and implementing stuff that they're after. But the thing is, the devs of the location-based games probably have company meetings where they all discuss and share ideas. And so if you suddenly see like this dodgy monetization mechanism being implemented in one game, all of a sudden it's in all 4 of the games because it's sort of so connected. Because it sort of just seems so suspicious how society is sort of kind of like changed in a lot of regards at a similar rate, which just like naturally and independently that would just never happen. That all the society, all the countries, or most of the countries in the world, all do this or legalize this or make this illegal and that, or sign up to this treaty and that. It's like no way that independently they just all naturally do the same thing within such a short time period. And I think that would be like sort of how it would work in like the gaming industry and whatnot. You'd sort of have you know, key companies that sort of discuss, or dev teams of different games that discuss, and then they just make a massive decision as a company. Oh, we're going to do this, or even if they didn't directly agree to that, there's subconscious of, oh yeah, we've seen them do that and we've talked about that, so then it comes to this game and that. But yeah, I'm not impressed at the recent monetization update things that they've added to Rootland. But it just seems like endemic, or like it just seems like like the case with basically the whole gaming industry has just gotten like really bad in terms of like monetization. Has just become so crazy now. Okay, anything else? Quiet streams cost a multi-platform $100. Yeah, YouTube Indie Live. Squad Busters, yeah, I mentioned that. Okay, so yeah, that was all the points I had listed. So now I will go get the game and we'll fire it up, and there's been an update to it, so we'll, as the title suggests, yeah, so I'll go get my iPad. What do I forget what thing I do it on? Is it? I can't even remember. What is it called? Is it Mirroring 360, or do we move back to A-Power Mirror? I thought we moved back to... Or was it Air Server? I can't even remember which one it was. I think it was Air Server. Okay, I'll click Air Server. Now I'll go get my iPad and then mirror the screen. Okay. Here we go. Hopefully. Yeah, yep, there we go. All three of them are Rootland. That's funny. So we'll tap on Rootland. It's struggling to load. Oh, did it show up for you? Oh no, it won't have, will it? Because they had an update reasonably recently. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Go to the update store. Ah, there we go. Cool. Ricky hasn't mentioned... Oh, interesting. I think people are still very much like, this game is pretty dead. What are we searching? Root. Land. Did I know... Yeah, when was the other update? Why is it... Oh, there we go. 1 day. 3... Oh, yeah, so that was... Well, the 1 month ago. Probably didn't cover that update. Anyway, so this new one... Grow flowers from seeds to fulfill epic animal requests for major rewards. Find seeds for animal tasks. Reworked animal stars have yada yada yada. Okay, we're just going to update it. And hopefully we have enough space. Yo, that's rare. That's helpful. Will it have the sound? Probably won't. It seems to often have sound issues. Here we go. Open. Do, 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 do. Oh yeah, I hear it. Oh yeah, it shows up for you too. I don't know what's going to come of this game. Oh, it feels like they've updated the logo. Whoa! Look, oh, 8,000 to do. There's like a full-on screen. There's a lot going on there. It's like, it's just like so full on. Can we get a snapshot? Oh, I always forget. I have to do, yeah. I have to remember the passcode. Oh, that's right. Boop. Okay, cool. Boop. SuperSight, will you play Roblox? Probably not. Probably not. There's just so much going on there. Okay, we haven't... There was an update. There was indeed. The chat goes back 200 days. It's a sad sign. Get them, get them. Watch an ad to get that. And yeah, since it's the whole balance has changed. Oh, and you have a time limit to do it. You got these things here. Oh yeah, did we get the bridge? We got the bridge! Okay, we can finally do the bridge. That's very nice. I'm not sure how long it will take to get to these next ones. I think I had to get 500,000 coins, which I eventually got. Okay, oh, there we go. Collect them. There must be... I can't believe how many people are still playing it actively. Like, if you look at the Rootland Reddit, the Rootland Discord, there's like hardly anyone mentions anything. But there must be people that just still play it regularly. For it to still... And lots of these ones we recognize, like Bath National Park, Island State, Maple Forest, Bear Clan, Clan Ontario, Everdale, Long Clan. Yeah, I recognize those ones. And then you got all these people here. So there's obviously a lot of people still... I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe it. How many people are like regularly playing. A lot of people. Oh, we got that. Cactus. Oh, yeah. Wow, look at all the people that came on. But lowest, not for so long. Anyway, we'll finally move up to level 14. But I wish I got to level 16 back when it was easy, because now it's really hard. Oh, you can get into Ease's house. Oh, no, there we go. I've upgraded that as well. SuperSight play. I've considered playing Blast Royale. What was this one? Oh. Boop. Audio sounds really quiet. Oh, it shows the levels differently now. Yeah, they're still the same prices. But you're getting Wendy and Jack plus Ernest. And the well. I could get the biscuit maker right now. You know what? I think I will, actually. Even though there's other things I'd like to get. And then I've got all these offers now. Which different based on the... cosmetics based on the price. And other places. But yeah, if you got the House of Gems, it would help so much. But I'm not convinced that this game's going to last. Okay, let's open this up. Let's open this up. I used to do videos with this game. It's sort of sad that it's not really moved much. I mean, it's still getting some updates, but it needs a lot more, so we'll see what happens with it. Yeah, I hear the audio faintly too. Okay, here we go. We're going to open this up. Woo! First one in probably about a year. Oh, and then we have to get rid of the thorns. That's hilarious. Oh, oh no, she's got a little bit of room. That's funny. And I'm 2 off from kind of max. Well, not really. But yeah, then we can upgrade this, but I think it costs a lot of stuff. Oh, wow. What is this? Oh. On one hand, it's like, oh, cool, new stuff. And then on the other hand, it's like, whoa, that's 5 hours. Wait, you have to use water now? No. Are you serious? That's so dodgy. That's... Wait, was that... Wait, I'm gonna check that. What? No way they make you use your water. Oh my goodness, that's such a bad change. That's such a bad change. Because as soon as you run out of... That's so bad. 120 water for watermelons. Oh my goodness, this game is getting worse. That's crazy. It's not even one water would quickly, like, because if you're growing like wheat for like, if you're weeding, we're gonna do this calculation. If you're weeding for like 2 hours, right? You're having to then spend 16 water per 2 minutes. Okay, that's such a bad change. What the heck are they doing with this game? Because then they'll probably... I can't believe that. That's actually wild. Because it used to be a good way to... Well, you used to be able to get the gold mushrooms, and now there's sort of, like, lots of them. Now they're like, well, you can't do that. And now it's like... now it's like, oh... but you could at least still farm, even though it wasn't that profitable. Now it's like, you're going to have to pay... Like, you then don't want to be growing crops. That's crazy. Because, okay, so that's 16 water per 2 minutes... and then there's 60 of those in 2 hours. No way! That's 1,000 water per 2 hours of wheating. Oh my god! And if you had the third one, my entire thing would be gone in 2 hours. Unless there's like ways of getting like lots of water somehow to compensate. That's such a bad change. Oh my goodness! They are just messing up this game. That is just so bad. That's crazy. The cost went way high to stream to more. It did. So, A shard. There we go. On the it's not showing. Yeah, it's like $100. $100 a month if I want to do it. Like $80 minimum, and that would be excluding Rumble and Twitter, which is two of the ones I'd most want to stream to. I can't believe that's absolutely so bad a change. That's 200 water. What the heck? That's crazy. I mean, I don't even really know much about this game. I haven't played it for so long, but I can just mathematically see that's just gonna cripple being able to do stuff. Like, because those tasks were some of the few that you actually could complete easily because it was like free to grow crops. They've made this game like worse. And it's not like they're even compensating by adding in heaps of cool new features. I've got very little confidence in this game at this point. You'd think that with updates, you know, you'd be like, wow, I have a lot of confidence in this game now. But no, it's the opposite. Root tokens are one of the only things that are still, like, reasonable to get. Because it's from ages ago. Because that's one thing they haven't really changed. Well, it used to cost coins to upgrade things. They're just making everything more expensive. Oh, what? Storage full? Oh. Oh, here we go. Let's restore this thing. Oh, that stuff. Nice. Oh, 5. Definitely going to do that. Oh, and that's 200. It doesn't seem like too much, to be fair. And then this. There we go. 900,000. So I could save up for that and upgrade that, which would be very helpful. And they've put a water storage limit. Oh my goodness. Yeah, nah, this game's gone. This game's gone. There's just no, it's just the direction of it is just like, first of all, you had like 2 years or a year of like, well, like, yeah, like 2 years of, 1 to 2 years of basically no updates and additions. And then finally, when they start to roll them out, it's like, oh, look at this. You have to, what was the last thing they did? Oh, yeah, look, here's the thing that, like, it's a deal, and you have to collect all these coins, and then you have the opportunity to pay money to get the deal. It's like, what? That's such a bad proposition. And also then they made the thing take ages and ages and ages. That little green stuff that you need, takes absolutely yonks to collect now. It used to be like 16 seconds, now it's 2 hours. So they made that horribly, and so it's just messed up, it wrecked the whole balance of completing these things. I can't believe there's so many people still playing it. I genuinely can't. So they made that really difficult. And then... Oh, what was the other thing? Yeah, they made the gold mushrooms really hard to get. And now, they've made it that you have to pay a huge cost in that. Because that water was very special and I used to savor it up and then refill the island. Because that would give you really good value for refilling the islands. Growing crops, it's like, no way you'd want to grow crops. Like 120 for melons. Because then you have to then keep buying water. I mean, the water's pretty cheap. But, 25 gems. Still, no. But still, yeah, like, that's 25 gems. And then just to get the melon is 120. And now they've added in more crops, which will make the balance harder if they take up storage. And they do. Yeah, they just... They've done that. They're making it, like, more profitable, more pay to win, sort of all this mechanisms and that. Again, so now you have to pay for you have to pay water to grow the crops. So they're just really wrecking this game, making it really hard to progress. At least I made it to 14. I should have made it to 16 if I'd played it more. And these changes probably wouldn't bother me as much if it already progressed. Although, nah, I reckon they'd still bother me a lot. But yeah, the game is still, yeah. That's so disappointing, man. I'm just, yeah. We have played it, but I sort of... Oh, can we upgrade... Oh, we can upgrade her! Oh, and it's only 50,000. That's pretty cheap to upgrade the characters. I mean, I think I might as well. Boom. Nice. And then... level 16.
Yaha, yaha.
Yeah, so and then I could get that biscuit thing. I reckon they'll massively hike up the price of these soon, of the well and the farm, Winnie and Jack and Ernest. The question is though, because they got sort of 3 options. They either kill the game, or they'll sort of start heavily promoting it, or they'll re-release the game. And I'm more inclined to think they'll re-release it, because otherwise statistically it looks really bad, having been out for like 2 years with almost no players to try and then boost it. I think it's still going to be all this test phase, and then they'll kill it and then release it. Like no, they'll then stop Rootland and then re-release it potentially under a different title. So I think they'll either do that or just outright kill the game. And in which case I've got no incentive really to continue either way. I mean, because almost no one would watch this content anyway, because there's not many players of it, but more importantly, because like even if I progress to level 16, there's like at this point there's still nothing to do in the game really, and but it's much harder to progress now than it was a year ago, and I think they're just going to kill it anyway. So I've got no incentive to spend money on it. 5 watching, let's go. I can't believe they've done that. I really can't. That's just really disappointing. And it looks like the people in the Discord just like, even though there's an update, they're just all like, nah, no, not really. In fact, I'll read you what they wrote. Here we go. Here we go. There's hardly anything. This is all the chat. But it's crazy to think, oh, there's Rookie. There's coming up 2 years since Everdale was killed. Yeah, I was optimistic, but yeah. 7 months. That was wild. So they finally have started doing some updates, but they're just making the game worse. Oh yeah, and then that game was killed. Wow, that goes all the way back to when the last one was. Yeah, but, well, there's quite a few people on. But I don't know, it's sort of weird because they're just putting up these kind of professional updates, like monetization updates, which would very much make it seem like they're going to do something with it. But they can't really if the game hasn't got any core content to it, which is still lacking core content. And people that, like, they haven't really got many people left, and the people still left will probably be maxed anyway and not really going to spend much money, so it's not a very good test sample. So most people have, like, maxed out and quit. Yeah, at that point, I'm just, like, totally, like, that's just... Yeah, and it doesn't even appear a way that they give you water back. Oh, yeah, and this thing. You have to, yeah, purchase. Cancel. Yeah, it's sad. It could have been such a good game, but this is just absolutely not... This is absolutely not the direction that it needs to go in. So the root tokens, you can still get them. Yeah, it would have been nice for me to have just maxed out. But it is what it is. It's a shame. They could have done so much with this game, but they just... Yeah. No. But I don't know, because on one hand, I think, given the type of updates they've pushed, like these, like, real... It would seem like they've got that monetization mindset of Supercell and other companies, but then there's nothing they can really do with this game other than kill it or re-release it. But I don't think they can. It's just not there. It's just like Squad Busters. It just hasn't got the content, like, to make it. Well, that's sort of another problem. But yeah, after they launched the last update, before the ones in game. Water update, yeah. Well, I wonder what they even wrote about it. Yeah, most people have stopped, but there still seems to be, like, lots of, like, based on this, because this here, these numbers keep ticking up. So there's obviously all these people. I can't believe. It's almost like, are these even real people and real clans? Like, it is suspicious. I mean, technically they could just be added. Like, technically they could. No, they're not made up though, because I remember talking to the people. And was it this server? No, what server was it? No, was it in Everdale? No, it was in this server. There was a leaderboard. Yeah, no, it was in this server. Man, it's crazy that it needs to be there. Yeah, so no, because they're real people, and I sourced my info. Man, that was March. Man, that's crazy. It was like a year and a half ago, and that's when I stopped, and then didn't play it for about a year. And then I sort of started to get it back into it, and I was excited, and then it was like I didn't end up lasting with it for long, and now they've just, yeah, so wrecked the game, really. I can't believe it. It's a shame, and it's sort of like I hate to do that, like 2 streams in a row. But it's sort of like, I feel like I've showed you what I was going to show you, and then it's sort of just like, yeah, this is the game now, and I almost definitely not going to play it after this point, because I was going to try and get up to the thing and just play a little bit each day. I mean, I could still do the root token things. But I really want to, yeah, I'd like to get that, but then it's really hard to get that now. Now it's getting harder and harder to make coins in the game. Because it'd be good to get that and sort of get to the end. Because how do you get those things? You have to buy the animals. Is that like level 1 and then you have to level it up 6 times? But I think it's sort of the end of the line for me with this game. It's crazy. They just, yeah, have made it worse. It's such a shame, really. They've had so much time and they've made it worse. That's a shame. Oh, was it not showing you? Oh, bother, I didn't have that. Oh, what? I didn't even have that up. Did I not have that up the whole time? Surely not. No, I definitely had it up earlier. But yeah, so they could make it that you have to 6 per thing. Yeah, so I just can't. It's sort of just like, it's kind of hard to believe that they've just wrecked the game. Like, that water thing is just, that's absolutely, the cost of that water is so insane. Like, even if it was 1, it would be annoying, but 8 for just that, that's crazy. And 120 for the melons? That's so wild. Yeah, that's still the same cost, 20, which is actually a reasonable price to swap them out. 18 for that, which normally right now I'd then sell them off. I'll be like, sweet. But given you then have to pay 16 water for every, yeah. I just can't believe it. I can't believe they've wrecked it. I really can't. Like, after, like, a year of nothing in that, and they're like, hey, here's an update a while ago. Oh, that just made it worse. Here's another update. Oh, you just absolutely killed the game. Okay. I can't believe they've done that. Like, yeah. That's their game, but yeah, it's not that's definitely not, those updates weren't based on increasing player experience, but rather monetization. Both of them. Is it like, how the heck they've had like 2 years to do something with this game, and they've done nothing with it except made it more expensive to like progress. That's literally basically all they've done. There's been no fundamental change in 2 years of the game. Just like months without an update, and then finally they do a couple of updates. Add like basically nothing. Like, who cares about this quest that is, yeah. That's just so stupid. Oh well, I just can't let this kind of stuff bother me. There's enough stuff in life to worry about, but it's like, what the heck is that? That's crazy. Oh well, I enjoyed talking with you guys more than I enjoyed this. This not monstrosity, but it's just not great. I'll put the animals on the thing to get that. Oh, but I can't even open the thing, and then I don't want to sell anything because it's like nothing you want to sell. You can't even sell like wheat because like you have to pay water for it. I guess I could watch that. Okay, I'll put the... do that. Watch ad. What is this? Island Hoppers Jungle Life. Stupid ad. Rootland. Oh, reward granted. Cool. Do this. Unity ad about your privacy. For this game. Well, I'm actually interested in that. I'll do that. Put in my email and see what data they've got on me. Probably they then like have more data on you. Oh, this guy's interested in data. Once you put that in. Okay, anyway. Oh, here we go. We need to verify the user is human. The bicycle. So silly. Thank you. You should receive... Ah, cool. Okay, we will get out of that. Boop. Cool, we're back. No way, you can request the data, and then you can receive... Okay, so you request the... like, click on the link, and then it says Unity Privacy Service. You're requesting as yada yada my email. What can we help you with? Send me a data report, or exercise my privacy rights. And if you click send my data report, it has send via email or send via post printed. That's hilarious. And if I click on that, it only has Brazil or America as the options, which is pretty funny. We'll go like that. Oh, oh. I just changed the URL, but yeah, Brazil or US, and then you can get it delivered. That's so funny, but it's crazy. It's just Brazil. Why just 2 countries? They're probably the only ones with the privacy laws. But then the EU. The EU's known for having stronger privacy laws, I think. But then free speech laws, that's a different ball game. Oh, you can either opt out or delete the stored data. Interesting. Okay, anyway, they're gonna send me a PDF file with all the data they have. Please allow us 30 days to generate this report. Okay. Okay, we'll come back here. SuperSight is not human. What's the Discord? Okay, so we've done that. Now we're gonna cycle through. It doesn't even make sense to do like the weed anymore because like you have to pay the water for it, and unless they like make it really easy to get water, then you're just gonna run out of water, that's insane. Then it makes sense more sense to do fish and oh. What was I gonna do? Why was I gonna cycle through these? Oh yeah, to get enough space to get these guys back doing stuff. Click that. Okay, yeah, no, that's fine then. Okay, and then we'll just put these guys on. Oh, and then there's all these other bonus things now. That's so complicated. Was there... Are any of them? Oh, so maybe they've got rid of the thing where different animals give bonuses. Like flying ones. Maybe they're just all this one. Oh, that would level that up. Wait, why is that giving nothing? Oh, you need like 3. Oh, I see. Oh, so you could do 2 and 2, but probably those ones won't have enough. Give it a crack. And then what is that other thing? I don't think I have that other thing. Oh yeah, there it goes. That thing, cat. I don't think we've not got 2 cats unless we take one off one of the other characters. For the the flowers. They look like some random seeds. Oh, there we go. Oh, we just fall short. Can we swap out? Oh yeah, there we can. 17. Boop. No chance of bonus? Maybe that. Oh, I see. Instead of that. Well, I think that's a better system. Flying. 3 hooved. That's kind of hard. Oh. 23. Oh, but we don't want to use a flying one. Yeah, that works. Boop. And then 82 more of the winged ones. Maybe we'll just use that. Oh, that's don't need quite that much. Yep. Oh, that one's easy. Boop. Oh, or that thing. Oh, I did way rather the flowers. My goodness, 40 coins. That's silly. 21. 24? confused how many things we have left. 24. Oh, so you get no bonus anymore for having it over 10. Yeah, sure, I think. 14. 24, yeah, that's fine. Boop. This thing. Another one of them. Oh. Don't think there's any more. Yeah, so that system's fine, but the water system... Oh wait, did we just see another one? We did. The water system is absolutely terrible. That's absolutely terrible system. Oh, and that's 400,000. Yeah, that'd be so helpful. Upgrade. Well, actually, it wouldn't at this point anymore because I've done that. But upgrade both of them. And upgrade that thing. And get the biscuit maker. And then start getting these things again. I ended up buying another animal. But yeah. Sad to see they've ruined the game. So the water system that's really bad system now. I mean, some people have ended up with lots of water, but then they just... That's fine. There's... Oh, what? Oh, they've added levels to this now. Okay, so you can get slightly more water, although I can't do that till then. Can you get another well? You can get another well. Still, I don't think it will compensate for the level, because it's like... Assuming you collect it all the time, like 2 water per hour, that bonus is, yeah, way not enough. So yeah, the water system's really broken. They've made the balance really broken. This stuff's starting to peel off. The case is 5 years old, so it's done well, but it's slowly peeling. Yeah, so the water system's severely broken. And then the balance of these things is really broken, especially when you're needing to then spend like 2 hours for that. And then you got all this pay to win kind of stuff coming in. And then there was another couple of things I mentioned earlier that aren't very good. But yeah, that water system is, I'd say, the worst thing they've ever added. I'd say, yeah, I'd genuinely say that this system here is better than that other chance system, although not that much, like, they're both fine. Because you get, it's normally coins, but you could potentially get more root things, but that's more, like, predictable. I don't know, I'd still, like, slightly favor this system for this, but the other system was fine. So that's, like, fine that they've changed that thing. But the water system is horrendous change. Really, really bad. Really, really not on. The root token economy, that's still fine. I mean, it is obviously really pricey to get some of those really high upgrades, but that's okay. The animal level system probably is better. Probably. Do they then keep going up to level 7 and that? Not sure. Yeah. And they're removing being able to get lots of the gold things. That's quite sad. Although that was really high, so I can understand them reducing a little bit, but they've just made it really hard to get now. They've made the bluebells really hard to get. Oh, you can't even see it, but they made something so hard to get. Oh yeah, now this thing's grown. Yeah, that's weird. They just changed the thing and never correctly update it. Like, for ages. Like, you get gold things. Yeah, they still haven't even got the thing as listed. But, yeah, it's a real shame to see what they've done to this game. They've just made it worse after all this time. That they could have made it better. Well, I'll put her on one final sort of task, and then... I don't intend to play it again. I probably won't have played it by the time we next stream. If I stream it again, who knows? If they kill it, I'll do the final stream. Although there's not really that much point, to be fair. But just that's what I do if I've covered a game lots. then I do a thing, sort of like, this was the cool game, and it's gone. Boop. Boop. Oh, I should have put, I still can. Huh. Wow, that's quite cool. Yeah, I almost, like, oh, I didn't quite, almost, but, you know, could have got the biscuit maker, got that upgraded, got those two finally upgraded. It was sort of, I think it used to be like level 9 or 10. By level 9 or 10, you'd got most of the key critical stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty disappointed in what the updates that they've added to this game. Like monetization one, but that water thing, yeah, the water thing I'd say is the worst. And it's sort of not, it's not like, oh, this is really real shame, but they've added all these cool extra features and that, and all this new content. It's like, it is a shame that they've done this in this regard, but at least, you know, like, and that's why it's sort of like with the golden mushroom thing, the bell things, and like, okay, I would have, like, if they'd actually compensated, like, with good content, and it's like, oh, it's a pain with the new bell, like, the blue bells, like, take longer to get now, and stuff, like, it's a pain, but they've added this cool stuff, so overall, it's fine. But they haven't added cool stuff in any of the updates. I mean, they've added minor things, but nothing that I consider cool and that. Yeah, but they've just made it harder and harder to like more and more deals, like pay this money to get this, and made it harder to get the gold mushrooms, harder to get the bluebell things, and now stupidly hard to get the crops, which was like one of the only things which was actually nice and easy that you could keep cycling. So it's just, in my view, the game's just got worse and worse, and they've compensated with nothing. And they've had 2 years, and the game's still fundamentally the same, except harder to progress with worse systems. I'd say the game is net worse than when I first played it 2 years ago. I kid you not. I think it's net worse. I think it's gone backwards, especially with this update. Because all those other things I never really cared for. It's like, oh yeah, cool, they've got some new animal system, or I didn't even get to try out the biscuit thing. Like the odd new thing that was like yeah, like these trees. That was a cool update. Like when they added these tree things, and you could then get rewards. That was fine. That was a cool update. But now with the new water system, I'd say the game is net worse than when I first played it 2 years ago, or slightly less than 2 years ago. It's crazy. Yeah, Rootland was still, Everdale was still around 2 years ago, but like it was about now that Everdale died, and this one had come out. But I'd say it's net worse than 2 years ago. And it's had all these developments, and I think most people would agree, not necessarily it's net worse, but that they've had nothing fundamentally good added to the. Oh no, actually, when they had a global, that was massive. That was huge. That was really cool. Yeah. That was really cool. But that was really early on, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, so maybe if they didn't have global, so nah, because the global, you sort of like, okay, we've sort of seen it, and it is really cool, but it's sort of like, if the game's dead, it doesn't really mean anything. Okay, yeah, I don't know, and so I'd say if you account for the excitement and lots of people playing, I'd rather go back to having no global, get rid of the water system, get rid of the taking 2 hours to get a piece of seaweed. Yeah, I'd rather go back to that, to the old version than this. I still believe that, yeah, which is crazy to say. There's almost no games that I'd say that about. That in 2 years of updates, or not many updates, it's actually got worse. But I genuinely believe that it's in a worse state than when I first played it. And the only sort of two good things is the global, that was the coolest thing they added, and then I think the trees with rewards was the second coolest thing. But other than that, they've added basically nothing in all this time, and they've made it harder to get mushrooms, harder to get the bell things, harder to get the seaweed, and now horribly hard to get the crops. So, yeah. Their game. It's just not one that I intend to play. It had so much potential, and they've just done nothing with it in 2 years. Crazy. It's just crazy. But yeah, anyway, we gave it a good shot. We did okay at it. Like, I did fine at it. I didn't actually end up getting as high as the other members in that. So shout out to Tango. Shout out to H4 Loving. Shout out to Craney. for being and Quinton for being a really real originals. So they must be in the Discord or something. Although today that's me, and then there's only 2 others that have gone on, Cactus Jack and Quinton. And yeah, Lois and Cactus Jack, thanks for being part of it. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on the Discord, you know, if they do another... But they probably won't do an update for a while now. And it's just... I genuinely am so surprised that there's all these people that keep playing it. Like, I genuinely don't understand. Look, if they find it fun, great. Good. I'm just like... There's just no future or hope for this game. Maybe they're in the cat clans and everyone's active and they're still... I don't know, it was just so exciting in that, but... Some of them have just maxed out, and there's like nothing for them to do at this point. They maxed out ages ago. And yeah, man, we created this on the 15th of October 2022. That's crazy. It's cool when you see a date, I think, in a game, and then you're like, wow, it's actually been 2 years since that time. I mean, the midterms hadn't even happened since then. That's wild. Yeah, that's crazy. So we're an old account, we're an old clan. But, oh, you can visit them. I'll just visit through them. I don't even know what the biscuit maker does. Does it make them, like, the animals go get food or whatever? He's got one of each of those things. He's very upgraded. The big pumpkin. Not max. He's not maxed. Whoa! Look at all those pancakes. That's crazy. Oh, I wasn't supposed to see the end. The intention was to, like, make it there myself anyway. It's just sort of sad. It's just really sad that they've wrecked it. Yeah. So these people have made it to the final point. And then all these updates are adding nothing for them really. You could still, if you paid money, if you spent money, you could. I mean, even if I just played it a bit each day, I could still get to the end. But if you spent and then you just got another well, another farm, Wendy and Jack, Ernest, and then a few of these gem animals, you'd be in such a good position for progressing. And I reckon they'll upgrade the price of that stuff because they'll realize that as well after a while. They'll be like, oh, that's how people are still progressing fast. Daniel B, welcome to the stream. Hello from Mexico. Hello. How did you find this stream? Are you an ex-viewer of one of my other games like Heyday or Battlelands, or are you a Rootland player? SuperSight does a funeral stream for Guild Games. We've even been online and witnessed the death. Yeah, that's the only one I missed was Heyday Pop, and that's because I was banned at the time on YouTube. So I didn't, which is a shame. I would have liked to have covered because that was a cool game in a sense. I made a big deal about the bottle. That was funny. Yeah, I've been around for ages now. It's crazy. Like I've been online for 5 years, 6, 7 years. That's a long time. A lot of people still aren't around there, but I'm not like a big influencer per se. I'm not involved heavily in politics like Lauren Southern or Tim Pool or Bill O'Reilly. Although Bill O'Reilly's not really online per se. I mean, he is, but he's more a TV guy. Yeah, so it's sort of weird because I'm just being around and I observe all sorts of different political things and gaming news and Mr. Beast stuff and well, yeah, yeah. 2018, subscribe to PewDiePie. That's great. Yeah, I did the 100 ads. I did a video on that. Yeah, 100. Spent $100 on ads, linking to his channel, and then that video got removed. Actually, the one that I promoted. Yeah. Anyway, it's It's just so annoying. Like all these games, like so many of the ones I cover, they just like you could just see. Like I could just tell them, so like if you do this, it would work good, and this would work good in that. But I don't even bother even thinking about that even more, really, because it's like the devs just don't care, really, in a lot of cases what you think. So it's sort of like so frustrating because like you dedicate so much time and thought, like I did with Heyday, and basically nothing I ever suggested ever got implemented. And it's like, this is such a waste of, like, I'm so passionate and excited about this. I've spent hours thinking about different ideas and things you could add to the game, and lots of people have. But then the reality is that they're not going to add them. And so it's like, well, there's just no point. Just like this game, I haven't even really thought about what it would, like, could be added to be better in that. I could figure out some stuff in a short amount of time. But I mean, I just don't even. There's just no value me even putting thought to this thing. It's just such a waste of time because even if you came up with really cool ideas, and you can see in the chat for suggestions. In fact, I'll go there right now. I'll go there right now. I'll go there right now, and I'll show you that there's people and they've thought up ideas that are good. In fact, I did that. Yeah, I thought of a market that you could trade with people. That would make it better. And people upvote them. So it's and there's like a lot of agreement. Like some of them are there's zero. Here we go. There's zero disagreement on it. Like see if they've got the one because it always just says negative. So yeah, a market that you can buy and sell product from other players. People are like, yeah, that'd be really cool. Let's do it. Is it gonna happen? Probably not. And then because then people would trade off players rather than buy directly off them. Could make it so we can sort out animals at least by power when selecting them for an... Yeah, cool idea. Boom. They could add that. And it's even some of like the most basic things I suggested to the Heyday team. Like the thing with when the leader isn't in the clan and the clan is doing... a hood is doing a rally. They can't see how much people have done. That would be so basic to change. There's like no downside to changing that. And they still didn't do it. And it's been, like, as of last time I asked, like a year ago. And it's been 5 years. Would also be great if animals and teams got XP from the tasks that their human completes. Oh, yeah, I like that as well. Another good idea. See, people have, and it's not like it's, like, split, and a lot of people like, no, I don't like that. Like, there are some ideas that are like that, and there's splits on where it is. But, like, these ones here, unanimous support. Everyone is backing those that voted in it. Based on, I reckon it'll be good before I've even read it. Based on upvotes and the fact that they suggested 2 other good ideas. Would be nice to see how much time each resource is going to take to regenerate. Yeah, good idea. Would be good if the return to billboard button was highlighted when you can fulfill a food request. Isn't it? Like highlighted green. Not sure exactly what is meant by that. Would love it if some of the food requests gave animals XP. Yeah, that would be good. That'd be good. I mean, I don't, like, they can't have 2, like, I mean, they could have, like, but if they had it so easy to get XP, then you just max out your animals real fast. Unless the XP thing was then for them to do that thing where they go and get lots of resources. Yep. Update anything. Like, yeah, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Like, everyone's like, yes. Yeah, that would be a cool idea. Multiple counts. That's interesting. Oh, here we go. Have it. Yep. Good idea. It's just like, it's almost sad, like, when you read good ideas in that. It reminds me of, like, yeah, in New Zealand, like, they have lists, like some people, like, some, I think, specialists has come up with a list of, like, different things that the New Zealand medical system could be more, like, autistic friendly in that. As in, like, for people with autism that have, like, different, sensory issues and difficulty connecting and relating with people, like different things, and I've seen like a really good list of suggestions of that, and it's like, this is never going to get implemented, and it's just like, I don't even want to hear good ideas anymore because it's just so annoying, because I just know this is a society or this is a dev game that will just never implement these, and it's just sad and frustrating because you're like, that would be great, shame that it's never going to happen. And yeah, it's just it's such a shame because like the people have good ideas and they agree. There's no downvotes on any of those ideas, and they're all good ideas, and all could be implemented relatively easily. Will the devs implement them? Well, so far no. And I bet people don't like the water thing. I bet like the majority of people, probably almost everyone, is like, no, this is not good. Anyway, what can you do? You can just sort of say your game, bye. It's frustrating though, because you like really want it to do well, and you know you're like, this would be so cool. It's got so much potential, and then there we go again. Just like Battlelands, like people were suggesting good stuff, and it just really felt like the devs weren't listening. I mean, the devs in Battlelands definitely felt more listening than these devs. Like these devs, you sort of have no connection whatsoever with them. Like they're not actively in the Discord server or putting out, hey, look, we're gonna be adding this or anything. Like at least the Battlelands devs would talk to you, but these devs, it just doesn't seem like there's really any connection. I'll check the more again. Credits. It's just, yeah, those same 6 people listed. Which is an upgrade, because it used to just be 3 people. Now it's got 6 people listed. Yeah. So yeah, that's the game. That's the game. They had a lot of potential, but they killed it. It's not, they could still change it, but based on the trajectory, it's not a good direction, and I don't see that reversing any reason why it would reverse. It was just like, no updates for like months, and then it's like, hey, here's an update. Oh, we just made the game a little bit worse. Oh, here's another update. Oh, we just made it really worse. It's like, yeah, we're done. Goodbye. That's sad. You got to meet, I did. That was really cool. That was in 2019. Right on the final day of the Finland trip. It worked out so well. I didn't know, because I didn't know what the schedule was. When I had some idea of the itinerary, but I didn't know exactly. And I was keeping in contact with them and that, because I was there with the SuperSight for the trip. Shame. Yeah, they never did another one of those trips. Could have been cool. There's the lockdowns and all in 2020 and so forth. But yeah, met the Battlelands devs, which was really cool. Got to meet the CEO and meet 2 of them, which were like the community manager ones. Yeah. Camilla. Well, I met Heyday Camilla, but also Battlelands Camilla. And then, I forget if it was Sammy or Juzzy. It was one of those 2 of the guys I met. I like have a picture of him in my head, but I'm not mixed up with his names. But, yeah, that was really, really cool meeting him. It was really, really cool. Yeah, it was so cool. So cool. And I think that was the first time I had a vegan ice cream. Yeah, a vegan ice cream was on that trip. And now they're commonplace in New Zealand, but in 2019, May 29, June 2019, one of those 2. Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. That was really cool. I was very optimistic in life back in 2019, and things were really looking up. Yeah, both. Well, yeah, and like YouTube wise and my personal life wise and that. So it's a shame that trajectory didn't continue, because it was really looking up. And after that trip, come back, would release in a whole heap of content. Rush Wars comes out. I'm like, this is the game. This is it. And then it got killed. So that was sad. But yeah, I gave it a good shot. I really did. But I just couldn't make it happen. Just couldn't make it happen. It's very hard to crack. It's not easy to make a living off creating content on mobile games. It's possible, but it's very hard to do. And yeah, since I don't do the sports ones, like what are they? Not MAK Ultra, but the NBA 2K and the first person shooter games and that. Because some of them, yeah, there's livings to be made off those games, but there's very limited pool of games. But anyway, yeah, we gave it a good shot. I remember on that last day, yeah, after I'd seen them, then I went back to the hotel. And it was very sad, because I was the last one left. And all the others had gone home. And it was just me. It was like, oh. And then there was these people who talked to last night. And yeah, they were sitting across from me. And I'm like, I'm the last one. I was very glad I went on that trip. It taught me a lot. It really did. Lessons learned. Is very valuable. And yeah, it definitely contributed to my view of money and rich and poor and how you're treated and that kind of stuff. It definitely that was an impactful instrumental memory, and I loved going on the plane, especially on the way there. That was just so awesome. Finnair, my favorite airline, which I've never been on since, and I may never be on again. I don't know. I would love to visit Ricky. I'd love to visit Ricky and that. But it's just really expensive to flights. And the thing is, it's hard to, because you can't really do the bulk thing. Like, I'm very much for bulk buying and that and getting the best value of things, which you can. Like, if you've got a product and if you buy, let's say, 10 of them, that's the best value you can get it. And so I do that. But when you're flying, like, arguably the best value would be to, like, stay in the place and go to everything in that place as much as possible. Because, for example, like, if you're flying to, like, Europe and you're there for a day and then come back, it's terrible value. Because, like, the plane tickets, let's say, cost, like, 2,000, right? And so then it's like, that's 2,000 per day. And but then if you're then for 10 days, then it's 200 per day. But then if you're there for 100 days, it's $20 per day. And so you can never really get good value in terms of, like, travel, in a sense. I mean, obviously, you want to get cheap plane tickets and, you know, reasonable and priced, like, cheap accommodation, that kind of stuff. But, like, you can't use that same mindset model which you do for like, buying products, where I do often get the maximum possible value, the cheapest possible price I can get. But with airlines, you can't really shop. Oh no, you can shop around, but they're all sort of expensive. Well, yeah, it's not a cheap thing. Just flying isn't inherently cheap. But you can't do the thing where, oh, well, I'll just stay in Europe for 200 or 2,000 days, and then it's only $2, you know, $1 per day. It's not how it works. But yeah, I never had vegan ice cream. Interesting. Yeah, the last melon. That's right. Sammy. That was cool. It's just crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, having gone through that, having done that, it was a really surreal time. But it's sort of, yeah, it just, my trajectory after Rush Wars died, and then after my channel was banned with the 24/7 stream that was getting 10,000 views a day, that was it. I was done. I just never made a comeback from there, which was a shame. I mean, I did, after post that was Everdale, and we did really well at Everdale in terms of in the game, but we didn't get a huge amount of viewers in that, although there just wasn't that much interest for that. I mean, and if a location-based game came along, then I could, and I'd be uploading it to Rumble, not YouTube. It's very hard to, like, because it gets real messy when you're on multiple platforms and that. Like, even this, I'm not even going to upload it to Rumble afterwards. It's just not really worth the time and effort, to be fair. Which is just a shame. It's annoying because like, if you didn't have a platform which was like censoring, banning, and demonetizing that, you just easily just could have done your whole history on one thing. But because YouTube's so unreliable and censorship and all this garbage and that, then you have to go onto all these other ones. But it's a real pain having to upload your video to all of them, and then you often don't, but then you've just got big content gaps, and it's not standardized and synchronized, because you just got some content here, and you don't want it like that, but it's just how it ended up happening. You start on YouTube, and then they like messing around with your channel and videos and that, and so then you end up with some on here, and it's just like, I wish it was just like one standardized line. And then I've got some things as tweets, and some things as community posts, and all over the show. Anyway, yeah. So, I think, yeah, it's hard to tell. I don't think I will end up with a future in doing content, but you never know, maybe. But I don't think so. Maybe I'll help a team or a crew, that's putting out content in that. I know a little bit about SEO, but I'm not up to scratch. I sort of haven't really looked into that since like 2019 or 2020. I used to watch like heaps of things, like Social Blade will put out videos, and vidIQ, I was watching heaps of their videos and learned everything at the time. But now, now it's just like they got the A/B testing for the thumbnails, which I remember being told about when I was on the Finland trip. Yeah, Stephanie from the Game Theorists. She said that was either that started beta testing that, but now it's a big thing where channels. That was 5 years ago, and now it's now a big thing where then channels, like, when they upload a video, then this thumbnail, that thumbnail, and that. But I don't think it's a good thing. Like everyone's just max extracting your attention in that, which I don't think is healthy in the long run. For people, because like, you know, it's like the max possible title you could get and the max possible thumbnail, and you know, the most like attention grabbing, like da 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 type stuff throughout the whole video to like maximize that retention time. And it's like a fine art, but it's like, then if everyone's doing that, or even if just some people doing it, and those people keep winning until like everyone is attempting to do that, then you just end up not in a great place. I like, you know, I like it when people just. I was thinking, because I was watching Mudaha today, no, Some Ordinary Games, and thought, I like him because of his content, like, because of his knowledge and his understanding in that. So I don't care what the thumbnail is for him. I just care about, you know, like, is it a story I'm interested in? And then I just trust him to give me a good breakdown of what's happened and what's important. That's a good thing. That's what you wanted. You don't want just like whoever has the most crazy thumbnails and crazy this and that will be the one that ends up like doing well in that, and then everyone's doing that, and then it's just everything's like so like fake or extreme or whatever. I don't think that's a good thing. There's just a lot of things that go on in society that aren't good things, but then that's exactly really what big companies are doing all the time. They're max exploiting or max tapping in psychology. That's what gaming companies are doing. They're just maximizing that thing, but it's just like this whole, it's this whole dishonest system. It's just not great. It's just not great. Often avoid videos that look clickbaity. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. It's interesting because, yeah, Mr. Beast obviously has done very well. And he did, in some senses, pioneer a new genre of the challenge thing. But in another sense, he didn't. In that, like, I reckon that had those... Because originally there was prank channels on YouTube, or challenge channels on YouTube and that. Had they not been banned, I reckon that they would have developed basically... well, like, kind of into what Mr. Beast ended up developing in that. You know, they'd have all these crazy pranks in public and all this kind of stunts and stuff. But they did flourish for a while, but then YouTube started cracking down on them and ultimately, like, demonetized or banned them. And that whole genre sort of just died, really, because it was just... But then Mr. Beast effectively rehashed that genre in a YouTube-friendly way, because he'd, like, be paying the people in the prank or the challenge, both paying, you know, the people... on both ends, the person receiving the prank or the challenge and the other person committing the prank or also competing in that. So he sort of found a loop around like, oh yeah, people actually really... People's preferences for that never went away. It was just YouTube's like, no, we're not going to allow that. But Mr. Beast sort of like kind of rediscovered that thing, kind of. It's not exactly the same, but it's kind of. And he's like, oh, actually, if I just like sort of make it all legal and family friendly by like paying the people involved, and make it like this challenge thing, people love that, and then it has indeed taken off. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that will basically wrap up the stream. I mean, there's always more I could say on a lot of things, but yeah, we covered Rootland, and it was a disappointing update. That was a disappointing. I'd say that's the worst update. Yeah, I'd say that's the worst update they've ever done. That's the worst update they've ever done. That's made it, yeah, really bad in my view with that new water system. Anyway, their game, we'll sort of see if they do anything with it in the next month or 2 or 3 or 4 months. So the thing is, yeah, the moment Everdale comes back, the people playing Rootland, we're off, we're back, we're going straight back to Everdale, because Everdale was superior to Rootland. And that was true in its first or final state of Everdale. And Rootland has had 2 years, and I'd say it's worse than where it started, which is very bad. But yeah, the contagions of SuperSight. Yeah, I think that'll wrap it up. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Shardlight for being here. Thank you Lynn for being here. And Daniel B for being here. And the fellow who did Wizards and Kingdoms Go before it got killed. I was impressed and amazed that you found that game before it, because not many people did. So yeah, that will basically wrap it up. Thank you to Supercell for the camera. Thank you Ear Server for the reflection of the screen. Thank you to 24times.com for the time below. Thank you to Restream for the chat below and allowing me to stream to different platforms. Thank you OBS for the free streaming software. Thank you to YouTube and DLive for allowing me to stream to your platforms. And I think we're basically done. We got 3 likes on YouTube. There we go. Very nice. 3 likes on YouTube. There we go. We peaked at 6 viewers. That's pretty good. That was I loved that last to leave the thing. That was a cool stream. However, these stats were so dodgy that you couldn't rely on it. So I don't know how you'd sort of do that challenge again. You couldn't do it that challenge. Yeah, I'm not sure. There's so many 24/7 streams I would have done, and could still do, but yeah. Current viewers, chat rate, and views. We went for 2 hours. 2 hours, there you go. So, yeah, that is the game. And I might do a stream of, probably the next stream I'll do would be Squad Busters again, to showcase the update in Squad Busters. It's still fundamentally the same game as where it started with, but I think at some point that will change, and they'll have to change it, else it's not going to pick up in traction. Cool beans. I think that's everything. Thank you for being part of it. Have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. See you all next time. Hopefully. Good night, and God bless.